Hello, and welcome to, or back to part 2 of my redesigning series for Miraculous Ladybug. I don't really have much of an intro for this one, so I'm just going to start with stating something that I forgot to in the last video. In the last video, I forgot to tell you that I'll be aging up the characters in my version. In Season 1 of the original show, Adrian and Marinette are just 13. And I know you can do anything in a fictional show, but I just feel like that's way too young for these characters to not only become superheroes, but not to lose in the very first fight. These two didn't even get any training and are just thrusted into battle mere minutes after getting their powers against a growing rock monster that starts to build an army. I'm surprised these two and many civilians didn't die in the first episode. If you forgot or just haven't watched it, I said last time that I was going to do Marinette in this one since I scrapped my first designing attempt. So I'm just going to get right into that one. First of all, let's start with the original. I do like what we have here. It's clean and easy to look at with good colors. The only problem that I have with it is that we don't really get creative fashion designer from it. One of the most key parts of her character is her love for fashion and her creative problem solving in the field as Ladybug. I would have liked at least a few accessories with her design, showing off her dreams of designing, but instead we get an average-looking teen girl. If you were to put her next to side characters and told somebody who has never seen the show before to pick out which one they thought the main character was, I feel like the votes would be pretty split. Of course, you don't want to make a crazy design where the character looks like an alien in their own show, but little things like jewelry, unique haircuts, or even just a scar or mark on their bodies can go a long way with separating your main characters from your background characters without making it look like they're from different stories. Going to my own design, I had quite a bit of trouble with her hair. I was trying really hard to draw pigtails that I liked and spent about 23 minutes on just doing them over and over again. I wanted Marinette to have wavy hair, but I haven't drawn wavy hair much yet, so I didn't really know what I was doing. But I ended up with these super cute pigtails that I really liked, only for me to realize that she actually looks really good with a pixie cut instead. Not what I was originally going for, but I think it gives off this really artsy feel that fits with her character well. With her outfit, I wanted to give her some kind of dress, so I went with this cute overalls dress that she may have made herself over this comfy top. Maybe she originally bought it, but ended up giving it her own little personal touch. I can see her doing that, especially with her belt sash thing. She even has a little pocket where Tegan can hide if she's in her bag. You can see a little lump in there indicating that's where she is right now. When it comes to accessories, it's best to stick with a theme. Like how Chloe had a bow theme, Marinette has both a bow and heart theme. This is where you can start to see Marinette's inner fashion designer shining through with a necklace that she definitely made herself, matching her belt. Maybe she was even the one to glue the little bows to the back of her shoes. When it was time to color, I changed her original palette from dark gray, white, and pink to light gray, black, and pink. I felt like this was a more unique color palette that was very pretty. I feel like the colors not only work very well with the design itself, but also with the new personality my Marinette will have. It's not too bold, but I don't think it screams background character either. Lastly, she has her friendship bracelet with Alia that I totally forgot, but oh well. And other than that, I'm done. I felt like I got through that really fast. This is usually the part where I talk about the changes to her character in my future rewrite, but I already said what I wanted to in the last video, so I'm just going to move on for now.
I'm madly clumsy. I am so clumsy.
Next we have everyone's favorite character of the show, Adrian/Cat Noir. But when it comes to Adrian, there is one major thing that is going to change, and it all has to do with the original show, back when it was 2D. If you know even a little bit about the original concept, you'll know that Adrian's character was originally played by Felix, but later replaced by Adrian's character. Why? I don't know. Don't get me wrong though, I do love Adrian's character, with his fun personality and his dreams of deciding what he wants to do with his own life, but has trouble doing that with his overbearing but somehow also neglectful father. It's a very good character concept, but I can't help but feel like it would have been better if Felix ended up being the male lead. Because, hear me out, Adrian is a kind, fun, lighthearted boy who just wants to lead a normal school life and make friends. When you look at his personality, it's kind of what you would expect a hero to be like. Felix, on the other hand, was presumably written to be another villain, considering his first two appearances. But later on, it looks like the writers changed their minds and he became an anti-hero instead, which I love. When you think of a traditional anti-hero, you think of someone who's cool, mysterious, and cunning, which is what Felix is most of the time. Except for that really weird song that came out of nowhere in Season 5, Episode 18.
See ain't all that matters, all's not gold that glitters. Everything I want should be mine forever. At the snap of my fingers.
Felix, you look really happy right now, but please stop singing. You kind of suck at it. Getting back on track, I feel like we would have had more interesting character dynamics if the two were switched. Felix's personality would fit much better here because of how controlling his father is, and it would be kind of like the personality his father made for him. But when he turns into Cat Noir, that's when we get to see his true personality. And when he finally gets to be the person that he wants to be like, but can't because, as Felix, he just can't break the mold his father made him. I also feel like Adrian in his new role will be a lot more interesting too. When we first see him, we'll think he's the fun cousin who wants to spend time with Felix. But then we find out he hides alternative motives behind a fun smile and kind personality. But when we learn all he wants is a happy, free life for him and his cousin, we think, oh, he isn't that bad at all, before realizing that his methods can get a bit twisted. Switching these two would really enhance the story, with us slowly learning more about Adrian's twisted ways of getting what he wants, and Felix learning how to be himself more, not the person his father trained him to be. Now that we got through all of that, let's talk about the design itself. Nothing about the original tells you model or rich kid. He really just looks like another teen with nothing special or main character-y going on. There's just not much to say about it. With my own design, I started with his hair and went with a braid going down to a ponytail. I feel like when it comes to his modeling job, he can have his hair done up in different ways to match the outfits he's modeling. With his personal outfit though, since he's now Felix, I just went with something very similar to his outfit in the show, just with a bit of a color change. I made sure to give him his bag where Plag hides with all his cheese, and probably some kind of perfume Felix uses to mask the smell. Now, when it came to the coloring, I actually had the idea to make Felix albino. This would definitely draw all the eyes on him in his modeling career, and just make him a lot more interesting looking in general. Though, note that I don't actually like how it came out on here. I had the idea a bit too late after I've already merged some of the layers, so it was a bit hard doing the eyelashes and stuff, and I'm not completely satisfied with the colors I picked either. I'll definitely be practicing with him later on and figure out how I'm going to draw him. But for now, he's all done. The design is simple, but efficient, I think. Switching over to Cat Noir, he was really fun to draw. I think his original design was the best at disguising his identity, with completely green eyes and slightly different hair shape. His costume was a lot better than Ladybug's, but the main problem is that the whole thing is just the same shade of black. Sometimes you can't see the details because they just blend together. It would have been nice if we had at least had some lighter gray to break it all up, like when he fused his Miraculous with the snake and bunny. The light blue from those two really put the finishing touch on it. I always liked his long hair in the original 2D version, so I did that with mine, but braided. It definitely turned out a lot more crazy than I initially planned, but I actually really love it. It's such a different contrast to Felix's well-groomed appearance. And you can really see him starting to break out of his mold when he becomes the Black Cat. With his costume, like I did with Queen Bee, I just had to go for it. I had the idea that his stick could be kept on the side of his belt instead of the back because I feel like it would be a lot more easy to reach and keep safe. You can see the little strap on the side where he slips it into, as well as the little belt under it where he can keep anything else he took or needed to hold on to, as well as the leg bag thing, which you can't see from this angle, but is also connected to the belt via a strap. When it came to the coloring, you'll notice that he isn't albino, and this is to keep his identity a secret, because even the blind as hell background characters might be able to put two and two together when they see a superhero and a famous model having the same skin condition. Although I did make his hair completely white. I was planning for his suit just to be different shades of black and gray, but something didn't feel right, so I ended up adding green, and the whole thing just really came together. Though after I finished and merged all the layers, I realized that there was something I forgot, so I went back and hid his pupils. My idea is that normally you can't see his pupils unless he's feeling an intense emotion, like when he's happy, sad, shocked, or scared. When that happens, they appear to better visualize what he's feeling. I also wasn't originally going to add his bell, but I changed my mind at the very last minute, and I'm really glad I did. It was just the perfect final touch to wrap up this character design. On the cat's character himself, I don't have too much to say since nothing has really changed yet. Except I am going to try my best and complete all of those arcs that in the show they started but didn't really go anywhere with. I will say though that there is something really big that happens in Season 3 that I really just want to write about now, but it's so far off. I think everyone is going to love it though. At the time of recording this, I just finished watching Season 4, and I'm already going on to Season 5. For those who don't know, I'm rewatching the series so I can figure out what I want to do with it. But I already have some really great ideas for Season 5, especially the grand finale.
I bet you're the partner my Kwame told me about. I'm, Cat Noir. Yeah, Cat Noir. And you?
I feel like this video was really short, but all the designs are done for today, and I think they came out really well. The more I draw them, the more I love them. Marinette herself just came out so cute, and I'm really excited to draw Felix and Cat more. I'll do a quick test on Felix's coloring and Cat's eye expressions and post what I came up with on my socials. But first, I'm going to record the next video with Marinette's second love interest and everyone's favorite goth girl. But until then, have a great day/night, and God bless.
Recording, more recording. Stop